Off the Cuff is supported by Patreon. Join today and become an honorary producer with in-show credit, plus get other off-the-cuff gifts and merchandise. Hi everybody, and welcome to another episode of Off the Cuff. I'm really excited about today's show. No, I mean, it's going to be a lot of fun. You know I say that all the time for every episode, but this time I really mean it. This is going to be fun. Well, I mean, I've meant it before. Oh boy. Okay, truth be known, I love all my shows. They're like my children. But there's a couple of stinkers here and there, but I ain't telling. But what I can tell you is I love Pop-Tarts. Oh yeah, ever since I was a little kid, I loved them. I loved them as an adult, and now I'm going to show you how to make a low-carb, sugar-free version of Pop-Tarts. How cool is that? This is going to be a lot of fun. Now, while going through some of the recipes online, some of them said, take some sugar-free strawberry jam or sugar-free raspberry jam and use that as your filling. Easy and convenient, right? Well, I'm not taking the easy route. I'm going to show you how to make homemade sugar-free raspberry filling, and it's actually very, very easy. And to top it all off, I'm going to show you how to make some homemade icing. I mean, come on. We love frosted Pop-Tarts, right? And if there's time, and I'm sure there will be, I'm going to show you how to make a homemade sugar-free peanut butter muffin with 3 ingredients in a minute in your microwave. This is going to be a cool show. So are you excited? I'm excited. Everybody say the magic words. Pop-Tarts!
Just you hold it.
Huh?
You stop this now. Now, you hear me? I'm the neighborhood council.
What's going on here?
Who do you think you are? Do you even belong here? Do you even live here? I bet you don't even live here.
Oh, this is my apartment, which apparently everybody now has a key to.
I've never seen you here before.
Oh, it's only in my kitchen. I'm here all the time. Who are you?
Oh, well, that's none of your darn beeswax.
Oh, gosh, fine. Look, I'm just trying to make Pop-Tarts.
Ah! Good Lord! You're promoting smut!
It's not smut, it's Pop-Tarts.
Oh! You said it again! Shameful! Shameful! You better stop or I'll call 911.
911, it's just Pop-Tarts.
Go on. Say it. I've got 911 on speed dial, buddy.
Toaster pastry.
That's not what you said. Those other words, they're offensive. And, God heaven forgive me, tart is a derogatory term for a woman. And the other word,
Pop?
Biologically, well, I can't. It's
Okay, calm down. Let's relax. Take a deep breath. Take a deep breath. What's your name?
Johnson.
Okay.
Karen Johnson.
Oh my God, my first Karen. And she has her own soundtrack, too. Karen, I think we just have a slight misunderstanding here.
You have a smut mouth.
I have a cooking show.
What are you talking about?
Look, camera, lights, kitchen, chef, cooking show.
Oh.
Yeah.
I see. Well, 2 can play that game, Mr. Smut Mouth.
What?
Yeah. You're going to be all over social media, Mr. Smut Mouth.
Look, it's not smut, it's just breakfast.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. Well, you're going to be infamous, Mr. Breakfast. This is going all over FaceTime and Snack Chat and Twister and TikTok.
Twister, Tic Tac, your bananas. You know that lady?
Oh, yeah, well, I'm not the one promoting obscenities.
Oh, it's not obscenities. I'm making Twister pastries. You put them in the toaster, you press the plunger, they pop. Sorry, they come, they appear, and they're delicious.
Well, That's better.
Thank you.
But I'm still gonna verify if you live here or not.
That's fine.
And remember, if you use smut one more time, or if I find out that you don't belong here, I'm uploading this straight to Instapot.
Instapot.
Yeah, where I have 50 followers.
That many?
Oh, yeah. Now you know who you're dealing with.
Yes, I know exactly who I'm dealing with. Look, Karen, I apologize. I'll be good. No more smut.
Okay. Well, then I'll be going.
No, the door is just that way.
Oh, you said this was a cooking show?
Yes.
My husband is a type 2 diabetic, and
Okay.
I was wondering if you knew anything that could make him happier.
A divorce?
What?
Of course, I think that these toaster pastries would be perfect. Make him happy in the morning, low carb, sugar-free, fruit filling. I can even show you the ingredients.
What ingredients?
Oh, they're right there. See? Yeah, yeah, a little closer to the door would be nice. Well, it's ingredient time. Let's start off with the ingredients for our toaster pastry dough. 2½ cups almond flour, 1/2 cup coconut flour, 1/4 cup powdered sweetener. I'm using a combination of allulose and monk fruit. 1/3 cup almond milk. I'm using unsweetened. You can use either way. 1/2 cup butter melted, 3 tablespoons of xanthan gum, 1/2 tablespoon of apple cider vinegar, and 1 egg. Now for the fruit filling. 1 cup of raspberries, fresh or frozen. 1/2 teaspoon of xanthan gum. 1 tablespoon of powdered sweetener. Now for the icing. 1/2 cup powdered sweetener. Up to 1 tablespoon of water. And for the 60-second peanut butter muffin. 1/2 cup smooth peanut butter. 1 egg. And 1 to 2 tablespoons of sweetener to your taste. Let's start off with the crust.
Well, wouldn't you know it, just like those old Duke boys, sometimes Craig here leads before he looks. Turns out this Pop-Tart dough he's about to spend 3 hours trying to make is so darn unworkable it belongs in Congress. Seriously, it was so sticky it could have stuck to a muddy hog caught in a twister. But that didn't stop old Craig. No, sir. He found a better sugar-free recipe. So, back to the action we go.
Okay, today we start by using the most important tool in your kitchen. Yes, your own 2 hands. All right, we take our ingredients. You need 2½ cups of almond flour, the 1/2 cup coconut flour, our powdered sweetener. I'm using allulose and monk fruit powdered. It's 1/4 cup. And 3 tablespoons of xanthan gum. More about that later. And we're going to mix. All right, we're mixing it all together. Here goes our 1/3 cup of almond milk. This is our apple cider vinegar. And the melted butter, I ran out of glass vessels. Okay, melted butter. You can use salted, unsalted. I use salted. And now we turn this into a dough. A batter, dough. Just keep it going. Now, it may seem like not enough fluid for all these, for the 2½ cup, but coconut flour is in here and it absorbs liquid like you can't believe. Okay, we have to work this now with our hands. This is what I said, we're using our 2 hands today. Folding and kneading. I need a vacation, that's what I need. It's a very crummy batter, but that's okay. I'm trying to get all of the flour in here. I've done a pretty good job of it. Now I'm going to keep on kneading this dough. I'm going to add a touch of water, just a touch. I took some what was left over of my almond milk. That seems to have made a great difference. Not in the recipe, so I improvised. Nice, and it seems like I'm picking everything up now. Yeah, I'm trying to knead and bring the inside out and the outside in, so we have a consistent dough here. Don't think I need the bowl anymore. All right, so I've been at this for about 10 minutes, not too long, but as you can see, it has a very smooth exterior now. It says to wrap it in cling wrap. Don't have that, but I have this. Let's twist it up, right, into the refrigerator for 15 minutes. So while our dough hardens in the freezer, let's make the filling. As I said, this is going to be fresh raspberries with frozen raspberries. You see how I did that? Yes, very clever. You put this on medium heat and put in your raspberries. Just let these go for about 5 minutes. You let it heat up. Yeah, you don't want to cook this too hot. You don't want to go high. Medium heat is fine. This is progressing way quicker than I thought. All right, as you can see, it's becoming a sauce. It's becoming a sauce. But we want it to become a filling, and that's where the xanthan gum will come in. I think we have this crushed down as much as we can. Turn off the heat. Yeah, for this next part, we want no heat. Here is your xanthan gum. Now, xanthan gum is basically a substitute for cornstarch, but without the carbs, obviously. This will help thicken our raspberry filling. And you want to stir it in. And as I've learned with xanthan gum, the longer you leave it, the thicker things get. Okay, the xanthan gum is incorporated. Yep. And now what's put in, this is 1 tablespoon of powdered monk fruit allulose sweetener. In. Okay, put this aside and let's roll out our dough. Here's a dough ball. It's chilled, so it's easier to cut and roll. There's the ball. There's the knife. That's the knife. Cut it in half. That was easy enough. There is. Now we start to roll. Wow. I might have left it in too long. I know I said 10 to 15 minutes, but it was like 2 hours. It was something came up. Yeah, when you chill your dough, don't do it too long unless you want to work out. That's basically the lesson learned here. I think I'm done here. Let's see. Yes. Oh, yes. I brought out the baking pan. I'm going to spray it just so we don't have any sticky accidents. And here is what I'm using to cut the Pop-Tarts. It's got a sharp end and a dull end. We use the sharp one. I should be able to get through. So you press it in and wiggle just a little. That should be fine. Here's another one. I'm only going to get 3 out of this, which means I'm going to get, well, I could re-rack it too, so. And here we go. I might be able to make a 4th one out of this. Let's try it. Let's try. Now my goal for this one is just to get 1 more of these, which I think I shall do without a grand effort. Let's put that in there. Sharpen down. There we go. Here is our 4th one. Okay, now I'm going to do the same with the other roll. Okay, these are the 4 tops. Don't ask them to sing though. And these are the 4 bottoms for our Pop-Tarts. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the filling in here. Here goes the raspberry filling. It says use about well, that's how much I'm using. There you go. Now I have some melted butter. And what I'm going to do is just do the sides to help it stick. Pop-Tarts stick together. We're also going to butter the tops. So we put it on like this. And we kind of crimp it down. And what I'm doing is I'm putting some holes in the Pop-Tart so that when it cooks, it doesn't boil over and explode. Okay, the Pop-Tarts are ready for the oven. They're all crimped and ready to go. We're going to put them in for 10 to 20 minutes at 350 or until the sides get brown. Middle rack is fine. Oh, yeah. While the Pop-Tarts are cooking, let's make the icing. Wait, that takes like a minute. Let's do food facts. Unsurprisingly, the history of pastry goes back thousands of years. The Egyptians, the Greeks, and the Romans all made sweet pastry. They used a phyllo dough made with flour and oil and made sweet pastry like honey cakes, and they also made fruit pastries using dates and nuts. We have to look to the later medieval times for pastries that resemble what we know today. We do know in the 14th century English cookbook, Forme du Curry, they mention chaslets or coffins. Yeah, it basically just means pies or tarts, but chaslets and coffins. Haha, yeah. Kind of sounds like something out of Game of Thrones, doesn't it? Into battle, my brethren. We shall defeat Queen Cersei using our chaslets and coffins.
Are those weapons, sire?
Yes, they are. You're all going to die, but my hoodie will protect me. I mean, sweet treats, namely pastries, were always a breakfast item, for hundreds of years, but it took the United States to take that to a whole new level. The first commercially available breakfast cereal was made in 1854 by German immigrant Ferdinand Shoemaker. Yeah, he just took some oats and he ground it in the back room of his shop. It got so popular, he formed a company called the German Mills American Oatmeal Company. Yeah, it's still around today. Yeah, you know it as Quaker Oats. Then in 1891, Dr. John Harvey Kellogg, I think you know where this is going, created cornflakes for medicinal purposes. It's a health food. Yeah. Well, then in 1906, he went commercial and he added sugar. And well, a health food no more, but a breakfast staple was born. In the 1950s, television, specifically children's programming, exploded. Breakfast cereals started being manufactured and marketed directly to kids. They love the sugary taste and that energy boost they got from eating it. Come on. It was Superman's favorite. I was born in 1960, so this time was my wheelhouse. I love Saturday morning cartoons with my big bowl of cereal. Oh yeah, it was great. Look at the cereals that were popular. Frosted Flakes, Sugar Pops, Fruit Loops, Apple Jacks, and in 1964, along comes the Pop-Tart. Truth be known, Post cereals had the idea first. They announced a product coming called Country Squares. Oh yeah, exactly like the Pop-Tart. Well, the one thing is they announced it way before it was ready. Kellogg's heard this, rushed into production, and they debuted Fruit Scones, which were later renamed Pop-Tarts, so they got there first. In the early 1960s, Kellogg's invented a method of dehydrating food and enclosing it in foil or mylar. Yeah. Well, originally they actually created that for dog food, but later they found they could put a couple of Pop-Tarts in there and keep them fresh. Why two? Because it costs less to put two in one bag. Pop-Tarts were so popular when they debuted that Kellogg's couldn't keep them on the shelves. Look at that, empty. Okay, that's a modern picture, but you get the idea. Kellogg's heard of this, and they actually marketed this to create their own demand. Very, very clever. The 1960s were an interesting time. Hey, Want to see a 1965 Kellogg's Pop-Tarts commercial? Here's a clip.
4, 3, 2, 1, Pop-Tarts, new from Kellogg's.
You can eat 'em on the run, eat 'em just for fun. Eat 'em when you have a party, yeah. When you want a snack, you can eat 'em from the pack. Or warm and tasty, good and hearty.
And now it's time for Pop-Tarts trivia. When first introduced, Milton the Toaster was the mascot for Pop-Tarts. Hey, look at Milton. He's hot. Get it? He's hot because he's a toast. I'll move on. When first introduced, all Pop-Tarts were unfrosted. They didn't get frosted until 1967. When Kellogg's changed the name from Fruit Scones to Pop-Tarts, they were heavily influenced by Andy Warhol's pop art movement of the mid-60s. In 2010, Pop-Tarts World opened in New York's Times Square. They featured light shows and even Pop-Tart sushi. Yeah, no fish, just 3 different flavors twisted into a roll. I'm down for some of that. Sadly, it closed in 2011. I guess it was just a pop-up. Hey, want to save some calories? Eat a frosted strawberry Pop-Tart. They actually have less calories than unfrosted. You know why? The unfrosted has more filling. The filling has more calories. Shh. Pop-Tarts are illegal. Well, in some parts overseas. I'll explain. Pop-Tarts contains dye. Yellow 5 and 6 and red 40. And basically they're partially banned in parts of Europe. And finally, Pop-Tarts are more popular than ever. Yeah, for the past 32 straight years, their sales have gone up. Pretty impressive. And the top flavors are strawberry frosted, brown sugar cinnamon, and s'mores. And that's Food Facts. While the Pop-Tarts are baking, let's make our icing. That's 1/2 cup of your powdered sweetener. I'm using allulose monk fruit combination. And 1 tablespoon of water, or less. It says up to. So let's just put a little in. That's a little. Stir it up. This works real fast, by the way. This is not a complicated thing. And you don't want to put too much water in it, because then you'll start having to, you'll be too thin to be an icing. Let me use these spatula. Oh yeah. See? That's the consistency you want for the icing. There you go. There's your icing for your Pop-Tarts. The Pop-Tarts are done. Look at them. I figured while they're hot, let's get some of this frosting on there. Let's put the frosting on. Oh yeah. Okay, the Pop-Tarts are ready to go. Now let me show you that 1-minute peanut butter muffin in the microwave. This really couldn't be easier. 1/2 cup of peanut butter, any kind you like, 1 tablespoon or more or less of your favorite non-sugar sweetener. I'm using the monk fruit allulose combination. That was granular. 1 egg. Pop that in there. Oh, you just mix it to the best of your ability. It gets a little gooey, but that's okay. All right, that's what you're looking for. Let's pop it in the microwave. Okay, take your peanut butter muffin in a mug, microwave. 1 minute. All right. Well, you're not going to believe this. This is a minute. Look at that. It's cool, huh? I'll taste it over in the tasting corner.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so freaking good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should.
And we are done. A nice, easy, carefree episode making a superlative treat. Except, while this is superlative and it looks magnificent, what a headache this was. As you saw early in the episode, my first choice for a dough was impossible. I mean, seriously, Tom Hanks could have used it in Saving Private Ryan to throw those sticky bombs. I couldn't get it off parchment paper. I couldn't get off parchment paper after I sprayed it. Yeah, if I threw it against the wall, it'd still be there. So I scrambled. I found another recipe. It worked. how wonderful. Yeah, I cannot wait to try this. It's been a very long time. I've been thinking about this, and it just seems to have come out so well. The one disappointing part was the frosting doesn't stay white, but it's still sugary, and it absorbed into the tart, but that I'll have to work on. Okay, I'm going to try it right now. Oh, I can't wait. I'm going to take a side bite. Oh, that is delicious. The dough is sweet, it's tasty, it's firm. The inside's the raspberry. Look at that. Look at the raspberry. Oh, the raspberry explodes in your mouth. It's sweet and bitter, exactly as it's supposed to be. And I can taste the frosting even though you can't see it. One more. All right, now for the peanut butter mug in a cup. It did shrink a little initially, but it's good. It's not appetizing looking particularly, but I've had it before. I'm going to try it as I said. Peanut butter, sweet. It is so satisfying. But I tell you, a couple of nights I've had sweet cravings and I didn't know what to do. So rather than go to 7-Eleven and get something bad, I made these totally satisfied. Love it. It's sweet and savory. And that's what I love about it. Well, that's it for this time around. We're here again in 2 weeks with yet another episode. Until then, this is Craig Mitchell saying, be well, eat good.
Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It's so freaking good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should. I was sitting in the kitchen one day and I was itching to fill up my belly with that piping hot jelly of the best damn treat in the world.
He's talking Pop-Tarts.
And I saw a stick of butter and it almost made me shudder and scream like a baby girl. I don't want a giant penis or a rocket ship to Venus. I don't want to win the lottery. I just want to squawk and gobble till I'm dizzy and I wobble in a buttercream tart stream. So I put butter on a Pop-Tart. It was so freaking good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? It was so freaking good. Have you ever put butter on a Pop-Tart? If you haven't, then I think you should.
Wonderful. Let's go eat some Pop-Tarts.
Hell yeah.
On the next episode of Off the Cuff, it's time to celebrate Christmas. And I'm celebrating by making sugar-free chocolate chip cookies and also sugar-free gingerbread men. Then, thanks to the magic of Christmas, Cookie Creature gets to meet his hero.
Cookie Creature, Merry Christmas!
Santa, is that you?
Yes, it's me.
On Food Facts, we find out the ugly truth about ginger. Those be some funky-looking horns. It's an off-the-cuff Christmas. That's the next episode of Off the Cuff Healthy Cooking with Craig Mitchell. Alternate Sundays at 7:30 p.m. right here on Strong Island Entertainment.